Now, one thing my dad always told me is that if a man has to tell you he's a man, then he's not sure of his own masculinity. So we are rolling up at the watch party at Black Coffee. I am too excited. Let me show you.
Trump and campaign event, although they rarely appear together on the campaign trail. The two singing from the same hymnal in a racist closing weeks along with a lot of these other Trump candidates could be helpful to Trump in that sense.
All right, Gary, we have a call to make.
How you doing? Welcome to Grits and Eggs.
Thank you.
Are you dining with us?
Of course.
Right.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank you.
I finally got paper plane. Did I tell you that? That much I didn't know. What we making? That's gonna be what I'm on eating light.
When your sister lives next door and brings you breakfast. Thank you, sissy. Good morning, beautiful people. Today is Saturday, November 10th. Please don't expect me to know the actual dates. They've started running together. Nevertheless, today is Saturday and I really do have a lot to do. Not sure how much of it I'm gonna vlog. Gotta go get my my car washed. I still have not put my comforter, my winter comforter, in the laundry. I think I'm gonna go to a actual washing facility, laundromat. I think I'm gonna try to wash it myself because for me to actually put it in the cleaners, it's so heavy, is, last time I checked, it was like $30 something. And they have big washers at some of these laundromats, I believe, where you can actually wash comforters. They have the really large washing machines, so, and dryers. So that's what I'm gonna do. Got to go by my sister to check on my older sister. She's feeling a bit under the weather, and so I need to go by there. I need to put my eyes on her, put my arms around her, give her some extra love, make sure she knows that I love her. She's my big sis. And definitely need to clean up my house. I cannot show you what my house looks right now. It is a total wreck. Got to clean up my house, do a little bit of grocery shopping, because I am trying to move towards a more holistic diet again. Trying to go pescatarian, get rid of dairy, and eat more raw fruits and vegetables. Some will be cooked, but I rather saute it and steam it than to actually boil it in water or cook it for a long amount of time. I want to make this broccoli salad that I usually get from Sam's. We discontinued our Sam's membership, so can't go there and get it, but it's cheaper to make it anyway. So I have most of the ingredients. I think it's one more thing that I need to get to make the broccoli salad. So that's what I'm gonna do. And yeah, last night I went to it was Scorpio season. I went with two of my Scorpio sisters, Jasmine and Tracy, and we went to see Ken Ford at Morehouse. And oh my God, of course you guys are gonna get a little bit of the show included in this vlog, but when I say absolutely amazing, it was very much the grown folks vibe that I seek these days. You know, I don't like clubs. I've gotten to where sports bars are just too much, even, you know, sports bars. So it's like, I guess I need to look for a lounge, especially one that plays like my kind of music, old school music. You know, I listen to some of today's music, but it's the old school music that really just holds my heart, you know, to the point where when me and my sister went out of town for my birthday to the Bethune-Cookman, I was about to mess it up, Bethune-Cookman's homecoming. I was in the car. It was like, Chloe, you're putting me to sleep, because I'm like, I like mellow love music. That's my jam. So yeah, the Ken Ford concert, impeccable. I'll probably be rocking he'll probably be on my music all this weekend. I know he'll definitely be on my music whenever I get ready to start, you know, when I come home and I start cleaning up. So, but let me go ahead and get ready and get this day started. I'm gonna take you guys along with me. A lot of stuff will be edited out, whatever. One thing I do want to talk about today is with me being a fairly new YouTuber, one thing that I prepared myself for was knowing that as I'm putting my life on display, as I am talking about different situations that I'm going through, because I will be very, very, very authentic in everything that I post. I'm not going to really be doing a lot of editing. It's going to be what you see is what you get. And in doing that, I know that I will get everybody's not going to agree with me. Everybody's not going to agree with my lifestyle. Everyone is not going to agree with the decisions I make. I understand that. I get that. I've been on social media long enough to know this, to the point where there are times when I will take social media breaks because of the negative energy. But one thing that I have prepared myself for when deciding to go with this channel is that I'm going to get feedback from people who view my channel, who have their opinions about my life, who have their opinions about the decisions that I make. And I expect that. I know that I'll get that. But one thing that I will say is that depending on what it is, it's not necessarily that I don't respect others people's opinions. Is that if I feel like it's negative energy, I'm not going to invite that into my psyche, into my spirit. And so I will delete it. And so if there's anyone on here who has posted something and then all of a sudden you notice that your comment is gone, I deleted it. I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not going to go back and forth with you about it. So just know that. Just know that. It's not that I'm one of those people that you got to agree with me. I'm definitely not that person. But at the same time, what I'm not going to do is invite negativity into my spirit and into my channel. Subscribers are very, very important to me. When I say very, very, very important to me, that's why we have a YouTube channel. Subscribers are very important to me. But no subscriber is more important to me at the detriment of my spirit. I will shut this shanty down before I let negativity come into my space, because I've worked entirely too hard to get here. So just wanted to say that real quick. And it's 10:38, so I need to go ahead and get out of here because I need to take care of my sister and everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this day started. Good morning, beautiful people. Well, as you can see, I got on something totally different than what I had on yesterday. I didn't really film very much. What in the hell in the hell are you fucking serious? Freak. No offense to the dog lovers, the pet lovers, but one thing that pisses me off more than anything is the lack of care whenever it comes to stuff like that. Smelling dog urine in elevators of a complex where I pay $2,000 a month for a 1-bedroom is appalling. And then you know your dog pooped. I'll be back. Hoo child. Baby, whenever I say what a way to start off my Sunday, my Falcons and Saints Sunday. I already put my turkey wings on, get back home, do my cabbage and rice and all of that. But right now, what I'm about to do is go do what I didn't do yesterday. Before I got sidetracked, I was giving y'all all the tea about yesterday. I didn't really film a whole bunch. I was more focused on my sister, making sure she was okay. Did get the car washed, but have not taken care of my comforter, which is what I'm about to do now. And as I'm waiting for my comforter to wash and dry, we're gonna do a story time. I'm gonna tell you how I ended up, like, I guess I'll insert it somewhere in this video. The weekend of my birthday and what happened to get me to that point and why I didn't film any content. But I got a story. I got a story time. So let me go ahead and pull out, get to the laundromat, put the comfort in, and then we'll circle back. I'm telling you, this dog poop in the hallway, I just had to stop and sent off a nice, nasty email to the property management about this, because that is highly unacceptable. I'm one of those tenants that they probably hate to see an email from, or hate to see coming to the front, because I was an assistant property manager years ago, and I have a certain level of expectations. And whenever the assistant property manager I was the property manager at, was nowhere near on the scale of where I am now. It was not the best, but I still had a certain level of expectations. Whenever you have people that are coming through, that you're showing a property to, a potential a resident, you don't want them walking through, even though today is Sunday, you don't want them walking through and seeing something like that in the hall. Even as far as whenever they laid, because they just put down those laminate floors, there's tar on the floor that's been there for like weeks. Only thing you need to do is get goof off to clean it up. There was the leasing consultant who brought me into the property is no longer here. But one thing about him is that he was very adamant about communicating with the community when there was an issue. Our trash days are Sunday through Thursday. They don't pick up trash on Fridays and Saturdays, which is crazy to me. I've never lived in a complex where you have valet trash and they don't pick up 7 days a week. But they don't pick up here on Fridays and Saturdays, but people still put their trash out. And they will leave their trash out from Friday all the way until they come pick it up on Sunday night. Alex, the old leasing consultant, would send out reminders whenever that happened. They don't do that now that he's gone. And that irritates my soul, because nobody wants to be walking to their apartment and see all these trash bins out full of trash, sometimes trash on top of trash, and then it smells. So I guess it's the nature of the beast, but it's the beast that I am willing to fight. Nevertheless, let me go ahead and do what I need to do, and we'll circle back. While we wait for my comforter to finish washing, because I ran to Aldi's, came back, I still got 16 minutes. Let's have a little story time. So as I said previously, let me tell you what happened. I'll turn these windshield wipers off. Let me tell you what happened when we went to Bethune-Cookman's homecoming that Saturday night, when we were supposed to turn up for my birthday, but none of that happened. So what happened was, my sister is from Daytona, and she had her guy friend to come visit us at our suite. So he brought a friend along, and that was cool, no problem. I'm really not trying to meet nobody, but it is what it is. So the gentleman that came, he wasn't a bad looking brother at all, and but he was 41 years old, entirely too young for me. Plus he lives in Daytona, and he has younger kids. Those are deal breakers for me. Not within a 60-mile radius of where I live, deal breaker. 41, deal breaker. Younger kids, deal breaker. Your child has to be within 4 years of graduating high school. Okay. But it's all about conversation, whatever. So what happened was, they went downstairs to something, and then Tanisha, I'm having a hot flash. And then Tanisha, she walked to the store. So it was just he and I. Mind you, our suite was not like a bedroom, as you saw before. There is a bedroom, and then there is a kitchen, and there's a living room. So of course we was in the living room. So he turned on YouTube, and I guess since I'm obviously an older woman, he didn't know how old I was at the time, He turned into some really good music. That was cool, kind of impressive. He was playing like LTD, the Commodores, Jeffrey Osborne, a lot of 90s artists and everything. He put it on whatever YouTube channel there was. So we was just talking, getting to know each other. That's when I learned, you know, he's from Buffalo, New York, but he lives in Daytona. He's a welder, works a lot, you know, just typical basic questions, basic answers. So we went outside because I want to have my birthday cigar. Now mind you, I gave up cigars last year, but this year I said, you know what, I'm gonna turn up and just, you know, have me a little cigar as my birthday celebration. So we went outside on the balcony so I could have my celebratory cigar. Then he pulls out a cigarette. Another deal breaker for me. A lot of people will say this contradicting because you were smoking a cigar, he's smoking a cigarette. What's the difference? In my opinion, totally different. Number one, I don't smoke cigars all the time. Number two, cigarettes just, I hate the smell of cigarettes. I hate the thought of cigarettes. It's just nasty to me. So, but he's not my man. I'm not trying to date him. Hey, it is what it is. So as we're out there, we're looking down over the ocean, and there's a bar downstairs, which is outside where the pool is. He had already been down there and gotten some beer for him and his boys. So he was like, you know, hey, you know, it's your birthday. Let me buy you a drink. Let's go down to the bar. And at first I was like, you know, no. Now the old Chloe would have set those pockets on fire. But the more mature, mellow Chloe, if I'm not feeling you, I'm not gonna spend your money. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I am. That's the place I am now in life. So I was like, especially I didn't know him. I was like, you know, no, I'm good. You know, I'm cool, whatever. And so we just kept on talking. Then about 10 to 15 minutes later, he was like, come on now, let's go downstairs. Let me buy you a drink. Now, mind you, I had already been drinking. I had been drinking a dark and stormy dark rum and ginger beer. I had been sipping that all day long. So I was already, you know, feeling nice. And then after he insisted, I was like, you know, okay, fine, cool. So we went downstairs to the bar. When we get to the bar, he's like, you know, I'm really not a drinker. He said, I, for the most part, just drink beer, but I'm gonna have a shot for your birthday and, you know, get you a, you know, a drink or whatever. So I ordered a Mai Tai. I love Mai Tais, but if you drink Mai Tais, you know, you only need one, especially if they have the 151 float on it. So he ordered the Mai Tai. He ordered the shots. We went and we sat at the long bar table that's overlooking the beach, and you know, we just kept on talking, you know, general conversation. And then Tanisha called and she's like, where you at? I was like, we out, you know, we outside. So she came down, he bought her a shot. He ended up buying me like 2 or 3 shots, and he got Tanisha 2 shots, and he didn't, like I said, he really didn't drink, so he split a shot, but he got him some beer, and I had my Mai Tai. So then I was like, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. And he was like, well, you know, I've been out here before. I know where the bathroom is. Let me show you where it is. And, you know, I got to go to the bathroom too. No problem. So we walk to the bathroom. And when we get to the bathroom, men's bathroom here, women's bathroom here, you know how they set them up. So I go and put my hand on the door to push the door open. And bruh is on my back. So I'm like, what you doing? And so he started laughing to myself. Oh, you scared. You scared. Bruh, I'm a grown ass woman. So you can't bait me like that, number one. Number two, I'm not Stella. I'm not trying to get my groove back. Number three, if I was being Stella and trying to get my groove back and have a little vacation fling, it would not be in Daytona Beach. So back up off me, and I go in the bathroom, lock the door, use the bathroom. When I come out, he's standing outside waiting on me. And we walk back to the bar area. A little bit later, not too long after, my sister and her guy friend comes down and they're like, let's go grab us, let's go get something to eat. Let's go grab some hot wings. Now, the resort that we were at, it was two hotels that shared the common area for the pool. And next to the hotel next to us was, I guess a little plaza. They had a whole bunch of little shops, and they had a place where you can grab wings to eat. So whenever we walked the length of the pool recreation area, once we walked out the gate, we was in the little area. So it was right there. It was less than 300 feet from where we were to where the wing place is. By the time we got there, all the alcohol had hit me, and I was like gone. Don't try and be judgmental, because I was in very good hands. I had both of my sisters there, and one thing about me is I'm always very much in charge of my facilities. But I was really feeling my birthday in ways that I had not felt my birthday in a long time. So I ordered some spinach dip, but I didn't even get to eat my spinach dip, because between the hot flashes from the alcohol and the drinking, I'm going to insert the picture. Your girl took off her earrings, she took off her necklace, and then she was spread out on the table. I could hear them talking, but I was like done. So after I remember telling the waitress, she had on some red lipstick that I thought was beautiful. I ended up telling her that I loved her lipstick. She told me it was Milani, and so I remember that part. So the next day, so after we, ate and everything, they was joking, and they took some pictures and everything about, with me and everything. And then we left, and we went back to the hotel. I don't even know how I walked back to the hotel. I was just that tipsy. So, that was that. Now, back it up. During the conversation that he and I was having, he was like, what's your Instagram? Let me check your Instagram out. Let me see what you're doing on Instagram. So I gave him my Instagram. So he followed me on Instagram. So the next morning he hit me up, and he's like, good morning. Just want to check on you. Make sure you're okay. Have a safe trip back. So a couple of days later, he hits me up, and he goes, something about what's going on with your scary ass. So, I'm good, I'm good, everything's going great, blah, 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 blah. So then he says, well, I'll be in town this coming weekend. I'll be coming to Atlanta this coming weekend for the Cowboys and the Falcons game. Now, I had already told him when I was down there before that I was supposed to be going to the UGA Florida game. So I'm like, I'm not going to be in here. I'm going to the UGA Florida game. He's like, well, dang, I would like to see you, blah, 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 blah. Now, mind you, in the previous conversation that we had, I told him, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm celibate. That, I'm just chilling. I found my stride. I found my peace. I don't want anyone coming along disturbing my peace. And in my thinking right now, I'm just not looking to meet anybody. So he was like, dang, I really would have wanted to see you. Now, what happened was, the people I was going to the UGA Florida game with changed the dates. Instead of us leaving that Friday, they decided they wanted to leave there Saturday. And it was, a carload of them. So it was, they made that decision. And I couldn't go. I had a very important meeting that Thursday. And so it was off the table for me. So I was just going to be here. So whenever they got in town, my sister's guy friend and him got in town. He hit me up, and he's like, hey, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And I just still kept going along with it. I said, well, I told you I was going to the UGA Florida game. He was like, well, dang, I really wanted to see you. So, yeah, I did lie. And so what happened was, she ended up going, because as you know, me and my sister live across the hall from each other. So my fear was that her guy friend would come and bring his friend, and we might cross paths. But luckily she went to visit them instead of them coming to our complex. But then whenever we were at the Cowboys and Falcons tailgate, they were down there, and I was so afraid that I was going to run into him, but luckily I didn't. He was sending me pictures. He had on Falcons gear. I don't know why, because you're from Buffalo, New York, and you live in Florida, but it's whatever. So I didn't hear from him anymore, thank God. But then he hits me up and he's like, what's going on, youngster? Just trying to check on you. Youngster, is that how men can it's not attractive to me. It's not appealing to me. A simple, what's going on, lady? How are you doing? I'll even take Miss Lady. I'm from Decatur. I love Miss Lady. I'll take Miss Lady. But youngster, scary as is giving very much that you are not mature enough to have a conversation with an older woman. But even at 41, that's something I would expect from like someone that they're in their 20s, not 40. But then that's how it is. That's how it is these days. Now, let's segue into something else. A conversation I overheard yesterday whenever I went to the grocery store. I went to Publix, and this is how I'm going to end this vlog on this note. So I went to Publix, and as I'm over where the vegetables are, I'm listening to a conversation between two workers. Now, the guy that was there, I see him all the time. I guess he's in the produce section. He's always putting up stuff in the produce section. And the girl, I see her often enough. So as I'm looking for cilantro, and he's standing there and he's refilling the shelves, I hear him say to her, I'm a man. I'm a grown man. And that's your problem. That's the problem with a lot of y'all women. Y'all don't know how to talk to a man. Mind you, customers are around. Now, one thing my dad always told me is that if a man has to tell you he's a man, then he's not sure of his own masculinity. Because a man is a man. If you were born with a bat and balls and you're over the age of 18, you're a man. You don't have to tell nobody. You shouldn't. You're a man. So then he says to her, that's why you don't have a man. And that's why you probably ain't gonna never have no man. With customers around. Let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. I am sick and tired of that threat supposedly being what gets women or puts women or whatever in line. The threat of that's why you ain't got a man, as if having a man is the end all be all for every woman's life, and as if she is less of a woman if she doesn't have a man. Number one. Number two, always threatening and saying, and you ain't gonna never get a man. You don't know what anybody's gonna do, so why even you trying to speak that over them? And then I've heard it so much. But I often hear it from men who don't even have a woman. And I often hear it from men who are not of quality men. And I even hear women co-signing when men say that. Why is that always used as a threat to us women? That's why you don't have a man. That's why you ain't gonna get a man. We're going to talk about the 4B movement on a later vlog. But that's how I'm going to end this vlog. I really detest hearing that coming from especially men when they talk to black women, and especially women who co-signed it. That's it. It's Sunday. It's 11:59, and we're going to be rising up in 1 hour and 23 minutes. Love, peace, and hair grease. Talk to you later.